Okay, we are live and ready to go, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get started right into this. We'll resume our save from last week. We'll get ourselves started. Alright, so here we go. So last week, we did ourselves an orbit of the moon, and what I'm really looking at this time around is I'm looking at this contract here. This is the one I'm really eyeing. Is explore the moon, and explore the moon is to land on the moon. We want to plant a flag on the moon, and we want to return to Kerbal from the surface of the moon. So an old-fashioned, good old moon landing. We have a couple of other contracts we should be able to pick up along the way. This is the one also I'm on, is to bring some moonstone back with you. So, hello SFS International, how are you today? And so we're going to bring some moonstone back to us. And the one thing when you get these kind of contracts is you do want to pay attention to these biomes. We suspect you can find one of these in the East Crater, the Southwest Crater, or in the Poles biome. So I want to keep that in mind when we get ourselves out there. There's also a... just collect some science data from space around Kerbal. We should be able to pull that one off all at the same time. And I also noticed here we have Rescue Nabo from Orbit of Kerbal. We've done a few of these rescue contracts, but this one does say in low orbit, I believe. Yes, stranded in low orbit of Kerbal. And, I'll accept this one. Maybe we can pick this person up along the way, get ourselves a fresh Kerbal. So, let's get ourselves started. So, we're going to drop right into the vehicle assembly building. And my plan for this one's going to be, because there's different ways you can do this, right? You can build just one big old craft, head out to the moon, and that just does everything. Lands, comes back, and everything. But I'm thinking of trying to leave some stuff up there. Sorry. Trying to leave some stuff up there as resources for later. So what I think I might do is I might build myself a lander, leave it up there, I'll put it in a polar orbit, and, we'll land with it, but then we'll leave it in the orbit, and then we can just send something up there to refuel it, and we can keep using it landing in future biomes in future episodes. So we're going to start off with a Mark 1 landing can. This is going to be called the Keagle. There we go. The Keagle 1. And I'm thinking we're probably going to just put on the bare bones of what I want this to have. I think I'll probably send a scientist down. So we're going to put on a probe core so that a scientist can fly this thing. And we're going to also need a docking port at a minimum. We'll dress this up so it looks a little bit better once this is all done as well. And delta V wise, we're looking at a minimum. I'm looking at around 13, maybe 14 to 1500 meters per second. So let's just start throwing some fuel at it. And I think I could probably get away with a spark engine. Just sort of get her. Okay, that's... Oh, wait a minute. Haha, vacuum. That's 1302. That's a little on the light side. What other types of fuel do we have? Oh, we do have these R-11 baguettes. I like the look of these. Oops, that way. And we'll put 2 of those on. And now we have 2175. That is clearly more than enough. How big are these compared to the others here? These are, just looking at the amount of fuel, 24 units of fuel, and that other can I stuck on there is 45 units of fuel. That's huge. That's 75 units. Okay. We'll see how this goes. So we're going to need some landing gear. This is not very big, so I think the micro... Will the micros be enough? Like that. I know these are really for probes, but I think these might just... Well, no. You know what? Nah. Go big. Go big, go home. Bigger ones. That's more. Do I have ladders yet? I always forget what I have and have not unlocked. I do not think I have any kind of ladder parts. No. Let's see. Get some. That's the big one. Look a little. Yeah, a little better. Solar, electricity. Oh, we got to think of science, of course. Science. Oh my golly. Science, of course. Let's put. Bit of there or on the bottom. Let's keep the door towards bottom. One of those. That can go back on top. One mystery goo. We'll put on a thermometer. And we'll put on a barometer. Not a lot of science still. We do now have wait, I think down here. No, I thought I saw ladder bits. And now I'm just fumbling. Like the small ladder bits. It's robotic stuff. Okay, I must have been imagining it. Okay, I thought I had the little small ladder bits, but I don't. That's fine. Oh, and I put two of everything on. I don't want two of those things. One mystery goo. Turn it the other way. One thermometer. One of those. 1619 for Delta V. That'll still be fine as a lander. Might want more thrust than that. I don't know. What happens if I stick on a Terrier on the bottom rather than that one? 1471 Delta V. Yeah, I think it should be okay. What if... Let's see, let me think. Kind of like the smaller one. What if we... Oh, I don't... All I got's ants. Won't let me stick two of these on here by any chance, will it? No. If I'm careful, this should be fine. I mean, if we switch this to the moon... Yeah, I try to read the chats. I find it hard to look at the chat and do this at the same time. But yes, I do try to read the chats. If I switch this to the moon, my thrust to weight... I don't know. It should be okay. I'm going to stay with the littler engine. See how that goes. Okay. We will start these retracted. Lights. Of course, lights. Lights. You know, I don't think I need... What if I just went with three-way symmetry on this now? Because these three landing gear are more than enough. And then I'll go with three-way symmetry with the lights on the bottom here. Oh, wow, those are... Whoops. Try again. What if I put them... There. And then we'll grab this. And swing them around so they're pointing kind of the way we would like. Does that look good? That should work for lights. Yep. And science and electricity and communications. I gotta think about communications too. If I go to here, and because this will be potentially sitting on the surface, we'll angle them a bit, slide them out a bit, slide them down a bit. I think I might just live with that. And communications will be just a single communitron. That will be more than adequate this one to go home. One Communitron. There. See what I might do. That way. That's good. Just sticking out sideways like that. Okay. How are we at here? 1595 Delta V. That's still plenty for our lander. And probably some batteries would be a good idea. Shouldn't need too many. What if I just got... I got a better idea. 4 should be enough, but if I go to radial symmetry, put 2 here, and then that, and then I don't have them behind those baguette things. And radial symmetry 2 here, yeah. I'm starting to think I might be getting somewhere with this. Just has the reaction wheels in there, and I'm not going to use RCS. I'll put RCS on the thing that's going to go meet it. So this will be the passive thing. I think I got something here. I think this will work. See if we can make it look a little better. Yeah. With what little we can do, might as well do that. Alright, so that is our Keagle 1. We're going to make sure nobody's in it because it's going to go up uncrewed. And let's get this thing into... So it's going to need some sort of a vehicle to get it out there. Getting out to the moon, and a capture is going to be about, what do we got? About 1170, 1200, maybe up to 1300 meters per second at Delta V. So let's see here. Obviously need a decoupler. Take the small one. There it is. No, that's definitely not the small one. Oh, I just have the stack separators in the big... Oh, fine, whatever. I'll leave. Leaving crap in space is what I do. Okay. And we'll put a fairing around this. I should have, yep, a 1.25 meter. Actually, maybe what would be better is a bigger one. Have any kind of small structural pieces? This might help. Just to give it a little more. How heavy is that? It's only 40 kilograms. There, just to help it sit above. I just want to make sure we're going to clear stuff. Close in here. Oops. Come on. You want to go green, don't you? A little higher then. There we go. All right, so there's our little package. Use a little bit of strutting here just to secure our payload. I think probably is a good idea. Yeah, should do it. Okay, I just want to very quickly just put this on the launch pad. We'll go up to 4 pieces here. Just make sure that this deploys okay. Launch. And deploy. Whoa, what the hell was that? What went firing off that way? Set fire to something. Wait a second, what happened there? Let's resume flight. Did something go... Was that like a fairing piece that did that? That's crazy. Okay, revert back. To the vehicle... That was a simulation. Let's see here. What if we put the clamshell deploy on? Try that again. And deploy again. There we go. That's sweeter. Okay. For flight. All right. And okay, so where are we at now here? We need to build a vehicle that what do we got? 1170, about 1300 meters per second. Since I'm into, if I use this, that's a 1.87. Yeah, it is. And then maybe that. Maybe a Terrier. Is that going to get us into the ballpark we need? Just thinking of a transfer vehicle to get out there. Get our capture about the moon. 1661, that'll definitely do it. Can I get away with something a little smaller? Probably not. Nope, definitely not. Doo-doo, 1435, that should do her. Yep, I think that's going to do it. So, can clean this up a little bit. That one, wait. Does that have different things? It does. There we go. Silver. Okay, I'll just keep it under some control. Okay, so now we have a vehicle that should be able to transfer out and get a capture about the moon. And the next thing is obviously going to be to... No, I want to do two. I'm going to turn the force percentage on that right down to nothing. Yeah. Just so that when this deploys, it doesn't push it anywhere. So, let's last thing. I need decouplers and... Okay. Still don't have huge tanks yet. Okay. It's under structure. Oh, I got the tricoupler. Ooh, that might be worth exploring. Okay. Not quite enough DV there. Not sure. Put on a little bit more. I wish I had longer, bigger tanks. Should have gotten bigger tanks when I had a chance. Let's see. What about these? There. So 2767, just shy. I think I'm better off probably back to what I had. Go back to these and then put on some of these. And I'm going to need some form of a booster system. Biggest SRBs are these thumper ones. So, what if... Coupling? These again. Go with 3 thumpers. What is that going to do for me? I got so many other... Let's turn off these extraneous engines so I can see what the total is. So I'm going to turn off that engine for now. And this engine for now. 3451. That's pretty close. I need this in around 3,600 meters per second. Hard to do 4-way symmetry with this thing though, isn't it? I could obviously go 6-way symmetry. Oops. Come back. And hold here. Okay, that's... Whoa, I lost a lot of my... There we go, we got our DV best. So that's a lot. Ooh, not that much thrust away. Do I need to throw all these together? I might need to. I don't want to get... We won't get too... there's no reason to get too fancy. That is a lot of delta V right there. What I might just do is take out a little bit of this fuel. We need a lot of that fuel. Nose cones. Oh, I got the pointier nose cones now. And nose cones there. And struts. That was a flat out miss. I don't know quite how that happened. Struts again. Okay, what is going on here? Got some glitchiness happening with struts. Throw those away. Try it again. Strut there. Strut there. Good. Strut here. Strut here. Picks up our staging a bit. I'm going to put some of that fuel back that I took out. That should do her. That should be able to. That should be able to do it, I think. Again, we'll make sure nobody's in there. Nobody's in there. Again, the plan is to put this into a polar orbit, and then we'll build a vessel to go out there and go meet it, and we'll do ourselves a moon landing. Let's just take a couple of moments to do what little we can to pretty this up. That's about it. Okay, save that. Oh, we got, where do they keep those decals? There we go. 1.25 meter decals. Need that. 1.25 meter decal. Oh, that's how big they are? Okay, we can make them bigger, right? Yeah. Two-way symmetry. There we go. Gotta represent. Alright, let's, oh, launch clamps, of course. Launch clamps, launch clamps. And I just realized I should be adjusting thrust to weight ratios here on the sea level. This thing is going to take off like a bat out of hell. I don't want to do that. So I'm adjusting thrust to weights to about 1.3. Let's do it this way. 1.33. Let's try 66% and 66%. That's not high enough. 67%. And 67%. That's good. I like that. And how about in our upper stage, 217? We dial that a little bit down. Yeah, let's do this. No more dilly-dallying. Let's see if this thing flies. I'm noticing there is a significant lag going on. So what I'm reading in the chat's lagging behind what's actually happening. For me, anyway. But we'll see how this launches. So if I'm a little bit slow in picking up the chat comments, that's the reason why. My internet connection leaves a bit to be desired. Actually, why don't we just really quickly just go to the Space Center. And we'll just warp the sunrise so it's not nighttime. And then we'll do this thing. Alright. Keagle 1. Here we go. We'll throttle up for... Get ready for that. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. We are off. Settles out. That ain't bad. Well, little high. No lock to prograde button, unfortunately. So I'm just keeping the SAS off and letting the sort of aerodynamics take care of things. Seems to be doing okay. Let's fly now. Oh, getting ready for SRB separation. There we go. A few explosions. Okay. I'm just going to go again for an 80 by 80 parking orbit. Watching the apoapsis, 75 kilometers, 80 kilometers. All right, we'll just let this... Actually, I can take the SAS off and just let aerodynamics take care of everything. So far, so good. And we'll try fairing separation. Oh. That was very pretty. Very, very pretty indeed. Okay, let's time warp. Noticing we're falling rather badly. Okay, and we'll get ready for our circularization here. So our mission, again, we're going to put this into a polar orbit about the moon. And then we're going to build another vessel to rendezvous with it with the hope of, I suppose it'll probably be Bob, getting Bob down there to the surface of the moon. But first job is going to be to get this thing there. Plenty of Delta V still left in this core stage, so that's good. A nice thing when I get the probe body that lets you lock to prograde. I guess that's the hex. Whoops. Just noticed I was letting things get away from me. Down here with the numbers, the prograde was getting a little too far ahead. Try this again. Talking and thinking is not my... So that's good enough. It's 82 by 77 kilometers. Still 240 meters per second left in this stage, so I might as well hang on to it. Just gonna put this. Oh, so the only reaction wheels are in the landing can. Oh, I guess there's reaction wheels in the probe body too. So I wouldn't call it nimble. Oh my gosh, I'm just putting it on a normal vector for the... So the solar panels are guaranteed to get some decent exposure. I'm sure that's close enough. It's not like this thing's going to use... And I was just saying I'll extend this antenna. I was just thinking too, I'm just going to edit the action groups here. Why are you going where I don't want you to go? I don't understand that. Doesn't seem to... Just stay where you are, for goodness sakes. Okay, edit those action groups. What I want to do, I just thought about this, is I'm going to take the gear action group and I want to find my landing lights, which are right here. And we'll toggle those lights to the gear action group so when we descend the gear, that's the lights will turn on for our landing. That'll be good. Okay, let's get ourselves out to the moon. There's one of our... We're not going to rescue you today, Kurtop. But hopefully sometime in the future we'll rescue you. There's Nabo. I'm hoping to rescue Nabo with the next vessel I'm going to launch. Kind of take advantage of that he or she happens to be there. That's not what I want. Set target. Add a maneuver node. This way. There we go. And just put this. Oop, that's too much. And as we're going for a polar orbit, what I want to do right now is actually kind of just hit the moon right in the middle. Oops, I'm clicking the wrong way. There we go. See how far I can go, and then I'll use some retrograde. Pull this back. So just gonna smack the moon in the middle here, and then obviously I'm going to do a normal correction on route. There we go. Oh, that's good. We'll do a normal correction on route to make this into a polar orbit. And I'm going for a polar orbit so that it'll pass eventually over every biome. Oh, this burn is in the past? Burn time is 9 days. Why is this burn time 9 days? That makes no sense. I have thrust. Oh, I know why. I did that in the VAB. I forgot about that. Do this one too. Okay, that should help. There, yep. Oh, we're getting blinkies. Is that reminding me that I need to stage? I'm comfortable with staging. That's okay. All right, let's get to this burn. Burn's going to be 1 minute and 3 seconds. Give myself some time to get on this maneuver node. Once I lose the big booster at the bottom, this thing should become much more maneuverable. Oh my gosh. I'm hard over. You can't see this. I'm hard over with the pitch and yaw there. Just trying to bring it back. There we go. Get that right onto there. Right on that maneuver node. Let's time warp and get ready to do this. I have better control when the engines are going because these are swivels with their gimbals. But when there's no thrust, she's hard to turn. 3, 2, 1, and go. Now it's better. Just got stage. Now we're on that Terrier engine. Clearly not as much thrust, but that's okay. Alright, and we're on our way to the moon, so we'll watch from here. Oh, we can get there. What do we got? 24 seconds still left in the burn. Our apoapsis is creeping outwards. I'm not sure what... Oh, that's predicting our path after we somehow get past the moon with our hit. That's what's going on with that. Okay. And again, hitting the moon. Smack. Though we won't be hitting the moon because right now we're going to put in our correction burn. Right about here-ish. And I can see here we are exiting the moon going north. So that means I want to burn towards the south, which is anti-normal for this correction. Clearly, I don't want to hit the moon. There we go. Click on this periapsis, and then what we'll do, I'm just put this on a large time scale, like 200 seconds. Sure, I want to just see if I make it later, I'm getting my periapsis out further, which means I'm getting more out of this correction. So I want to move this so that it's getting me some bang for my buck, as it were. That's probably about the end of that. Okay, we'll dial this back again, and we'll go for about right about there. 12 kilometers, and that looks pretty polarish to me. All right, and that burn's coming in 1 hour and 27 minutes, so quite frankly, if I don't forget, go back to the Space Center, I'm playing this mod free. Usually I would have Kerbal alarm clock and I would set an alarm for that. So I gotta not forget to do that correction. I gotta go back to it. But now what I want to do is go for a new vessel, and we'll take our 3 crewed pomegranate. That's this one. And this is the one that's going to go out there and it's going to meet it. So... I have an escape tower. I might try and rig that up. So let's think. How can we do this? What do I got for payloady stuff? Oh, I have small. All right. I have me an idea. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put this down here. I don't want to build the fairing just yet. Then I'm going to put on the interstage nodes. That's not what I want. It's not clicking the way I want. So what I'm going to do is make that the root part, and then I've got more control here. I want to make just a little bit of a space here so that we can stow some stuff in there. But then what I'm also thinking is a parachute. Oh no, this won't work. Yeah, it will. Yeah. This will work. This will work great. A parachute. Hope it'll work anyway. We'll attach that to there, but then above that, this might look like absolute garbage. I'm thinking that. Maybe make it look a little better with a structural piece. That one. So that's our docking kebab. But when we stage and this capsule goes out of here, that parachute should still be active, right? Like it will be still attached to this. And nobody hopefully will die, but we'll lose all this bit. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. What do I need on this? I need to get... This doesn't really require any kind of science. We'll stick. Oh my gosh. Won't it let me get that in there? Shed smaller. Okay, we won't worry about that. You know what? Let's stick in a probe body anyway. I'm really just thinking about something to attach things to, but it'll give it some versatility as well. We'll put in some solar panels. No, that should be two-way symmetry. And we'll use this tool to slide this one sideways. And then we'll put some more solar panels. And again, use that tool to slide this one the other way, so it kind of looks nice. That looks good. Actually, we'll take one of these batteries. We'll sneak that in there. Nobody saw. There it is, snuck in there. Now, this thing is going to require RCS. Cannot forget that. So I do have these little tiny Stratus 5 RCS containers. So we're gonna stick those right there, and yeah, I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna tuck them a little bit inside. So that's for RCS. That should be good. I think so. Looks a little weird, but weird isn't all bad. Okay, how much? We'll put this with a Terrier on the bottom. Where am I at as far as delta V's go? Vacuum, 1542. This thing needs to go and come back. So I'm looking at about 1500. Yeah. Wouldn't be a terrible thing if it had maybe a little bit more fuel than that. Thrust to weight's probably fine, right? Yeah. So maybe if I just took this off, snuck that in there. There. That makes me feel more comfortable because it is going to have to do some finagling around the moon as well. Communications again. Stick in just a single communitron. Get it right there. Yep. That looks okay, and then we'll tuck that out. And I often get, wow, there we go. That looks okay. And we'll come down here. I don't know why I like the, there. That looks okay. I don't know. This thing's not going to require any science. It's just going to get there. Communications, it's got electricity, electrical generation, doesn't need any thermally stuff, doesn't need landing stuff. I'll build the fairing around there in just a moment. I think this will do. For just the, you know, just to get to the moon, dock, come back. Oh, wait, there's no reaction wheels. Oh, wait, there's reaction wheels in the probe core. That should be fine. That should be fine. Okay, so what we're going to do, I also now have the escape launch system. So I'm thinking it's about time our Kerbals had a way to bail from their vehicles should things go astray. So we're going to build this fairing. And it should be able to just close it around there. That looks all right. The number of sides, clamshell deploy, of course. All right, let's set up the abort system here, and then we'll put it to a test. So what this thing will, this is actually a good thing to do because it'll test the whole parachute and everything as well. So we're going to go to actions. We're going to go to abort. On abort, we need to deploy that fairing. We need to decouple. Oh no, that won't work. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay. Pause for a second here. Let's forget that. That won't work because when I decouple this, it won't be attached to the whole fairing thing. So what we're going to do... That's okay. I'm going to stick in an extra decoupler right here. Okay. And again, I'll fix the staging in just a bit. But what I want to do is just make sure the abort action group works the way. So we're going to need to decouple this. Actually, to be honest, that should be about it. Decouple that and then fire off these engines. Toggle that engine. That should separate this whole top section quite handily from the rest of the rocket, and then we can just deploy the fairing and deploy that dude and deploy the parachute. Okay, this is Kerpollo. I think I'm probably at Kerpollo 2 now. Save that. Launch, and again, this is a test of the abort action group. And abort is the delete key, or the backspace key. You can also hit an abort right here, and I'm going to do it right here so people can see it, because you can't see me hit the backspace key. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then stage like a madman. Parachute. Why won't that parachute deploy? Why is that parachute not deploying? Okay, I don't understand what happened there. Revert back to the vehicle assembly building. It's a good thing I'm testing this. Why on earth did that parachute not deploy? Okay, there's the parachute. I have no idea why that didn't deploy. Okay, maybe it wasn't... Okay, I'm going to take off the interstage nodes. It might have been connected to a node, one of the interstage nodes in the fairing rather than to the actual capsule. Okay, we're going to try that one more time, see if that fixes it. Launch. Oh, I see comments coming up. No connection. Yeah, I think that was exactly right. So, abort. Oh, there's no Kerbals in it. For goodness sakes, that's what people are meaning by no connection. Of course, there are plans on being Kerbals in it. Hey, let's populate. Okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Now let's try this. Makes a lot more sense. Okay. Nobody was aboard. Okay, third try's a charm. Abort. Okay, why on earth? I just don't understand why it's not I'm going to try that. Revert flight back to launch. What on earth is going on there? It deployed right there at the last moment. Is it where it is in the staging, maybe, that's somehow messing it up? I don't know. That seems just weird. Okay. Abort. Oh, boy. Of course, it's going to be way too late. Oh, the parachute survived. Okay, just wait. Come on. Why I don't understand why it's not coming through on the staging. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get in here. Find it. There. Pin you to the side. This should fill our Kerbals with mountains of confidence. And deploy. Stop, 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 stop. See, there we go. Beautiful. Okay. There we go. It's a success. Everybody's confident now. This is all going to work. I don't know why it doesn't like the stage, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. So revert flight. Back to the vehicle assembly building. Let's build the rest of this thing. So, we got ourselves a vehicle. Let's get the staging right. So, yeah, that decoupler. Can you take decouplers out of the staging group? Is that possible? Yes. I'm going to disable that because there's no situation in which I would disable that except as an abort. Same with... No, that will get disabled at some point. Ah, yes. Let's put the staging into here. It's you. You need to be on your own stage because as we go through our ascent, that will have to get staged at some point. Then we got that engine. What's this decoupler? And that's the fairing. Fairing needs to go before. That should actually, the fairing should go in with all this. This should go in with that. That's sensible staging now. Hopefully. Okay, bump. Okay, we got to build ourselves a booster for this thing. And I keep promising myself that I'm going to start making stock boosters, but I keep forgetting to do so. So I'm going to start, I promise before the next, for whatever my promises are worth. I promise for my next live stream, I will save some of these boosters to the sub-assembly so that I can just slap them on and save us some time. That looks pretty good. I think that's much of the same. In fact, why don't I just do that right now? Because this is looking so... Well, let's see. Well, no. Let's just keep building. I'm going to spend more time farting around with sub-assemblies than I am. That's worth it. And we're going to go with a decoupler. Yep, and well, I don't know why I put that so low. It's going to be a very similar rocket to the previous one. I don't know if I'll need 6 or 3 of these, but we'll find out very soon. There, disable that motor. What do we got here? 334. Oh, the heck with it. Let's just do the same thing. It's going to be overbuilt, but that's okay. And nose cones on the top. And struts. Well, I could have saved myself a lot of time by throwing this booster into the sub-assemblies. And dun-dun-dun-dun, these boosters I know probably have to go together. That'll go together. That's plenty of delta V. When that stages... I want this engine to come on, but I want that ahead of that. So that's to get rid of the fairing and the... Yeah, that will get rid of the fairing and the escape system at the appropriate time. Lots of delta V. Okay. It's got to get thrust to weights. Sensible. Oh, wow, that's pretty close right there. What if I went with 69 and 69? Perfect. Wow. Good first guess. What about the upper stage? Upper stage is... Oh, that's, of course, got a crazy... This is the one I'm looking... 2 oh, that's fine. I'm good with this. Okay. So, I'm thinking this is good. And I got the abort action set up. There we go. Launch clamps. Save that. Okay, who are we going to bring along? Let's think. I'm not sure. Does it show me here who's done what? It doesn't. Jeb has the most experience. I think it's Val. Val's never been around the moon. And we'll take Bob for our scientists. All our newbies will sit behind. I'm going to leave an empty seat because we're going to see if we can rescue us a Kerbal. And, you know, bring that Kerbal home the long way. But I'm thinking this is likely going to be it. So... there we are. Where is our Kerbal we want to... so we're going to set that person as a target. And good, they're coming up really soon. Now they're in an orbit of... might launch right now. They're in a very narrow orbit, so I think I'm going to launch right now, get ahead of them, and then we'll fiddle around with having that person catch up to us. Yep. Okay, let's do it. So hopefully this will all be good. Throttle up. And go. I'm assuming that person's in an inclination of 0 in their low orbit. I certainly hope so. I'm going to be in a bit of trouble if that's not the case. Well, not trouble, but... it's too high now. Oh, I like this rocket. I think it looks pretty good. Although you don't use the escape systems really all that often. I mean, quite frankly, obviously, you could always just simply revert your launch if something were to go untowards, but they do look good. Okay, next stage. I'm eager to get Separatrons, so that won't happen, and they'll peel away nicely. I'm trying to just get right on a heading of 90. Look at this. There we go. And we're going to go for 100 kilometers, I think, for our apoapsis. And hopefully we are ahead. I can tell by the icon here we are ahead. So that's good. Okay, we are at 80 kilometers, 90 kilometers, 100 kilometers. Okay. Okay, let's abort. I want to watch that thing take off. So staging should just get rid of all this. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Put on some lights for what it's worth. That, I don't know. I don't know if that looks stupid or not, but it's a way of solving the problem of having both a parachute and a docking port on a thing like this. I mean, I guess the other thing I could have done is put on radial chutes, but the radial chutes are just... then it comes down so slowly. I don't know. I don't think it's a terrible solution. Oh. Oh dear. I do not have a lot of control because the only reaction wheels I have are in the probe body. Let's go. Maybe I should have put on some small reaction wheels. All right, and we're just gonna circularize. And then we got to decide, are we going to do this rendezvous first, or are we going to... do our correction burn first for our lander? All right, that's good enough. I think I'm just gonna leave this. Let's set up our rendezvous. So you can see we are ahead of Nabo. I think it's Nabo. I'm gonna go with Nabo. So Nabo should be catching up to us. So hopefully we're enough ahead that if I just do a little retrograding here. Yeah, we're going to need to do this burn pretty quick. Okay, we're good. Just set this all up. And... see, that's making it worse. There we go, 0.2 kilometers. That's good. That burn's coming up in 9 minutes and 34 seconds. At least I'm doing this better than I did before. I can no, you know what? I'm gonna lose this. I just hate the lack of maneuverability on this, so I am gonna lose that stage. What is this? That is that. Can I disable that staging from here? Yes, there. So we'll take the staging out. There we go. There's our little friend. Again, turn the thrust back on because I had that off in the VAB. And hopefully this thing now is a little more... it's not stupor. Why is this saying that I have like no... I think it's so... I'm not sure why it's confused. See how the... I mean, I clearly have an engine here. To do with this being in here and this going up here. I don't know. Oh, now it's back. That fixed it. Okay, fine. We'll go with that. Whatever works. Give her some time to get onto that retrograde vector because it's not like this thing kind of... I should have put some extra reaction wheels in there. Really wouldn't have been that big a deal. And this is Bob's first mission. That's very, very exciting for Bob. Finally being able to get off the ground. Bill has yet to have a mission. But we'll start seeing them more and more now that we have these multi-crewed capsules. Okay, that's a little low on the thrust. That's probably better. So a little bit of retrograde. We're going to pick ourselves up. Oh, no! Okay. I don't know if this came up in the chat. And I just missed it. Here, let's just get this over with first. But I just noticed, though, although I made sure to load this thing up with RCS, what I did not put on it was any thruster blocks. Okay. So we're going to have to live with that. So although this thing has a lot of monopropellant on it, what it doesn't have are any form of thruster blocks. So the monopropellant really is of absolutely no use. And but we'll deal. So it is what it is. Okay. When are we gonna get here? In 12 minutes? I do like these things now, so do it that way. And put this view on here. Ah, well done, sir. And of course we're in the dark. Always end up in the dark at least at some point in all this. There's our target down there. There is Nabo. Probably said that now 3 different ways. Let's try and bring down that closest approach distance here. Oh, starting to creep back up, so let that go. And the sun is about to come up. One thing I should mention while I'm doing all this is that there unfortunately will not be a live stream next week. I put an announcement on the Discord about this a couple of days ago, but I am going on a bit of a family vacation next week. So there will not be a live stream. I will be away from my PC. There is, however, a video coming up this Saturday. A tutorial video. And there'll be a video that I've almost actually done that will come out the Saturday after that. So videos will still be coming out, but there will not be a live stream. I hope that's okay with everybody, but my youngest son has just finished his program for university, and I think he deserves a vacation, so we're all looking forward to this. He hasn't been able to go out with us at all. I'm missing by a bit here. I'm doing a very good job. Come on, that way. Alright, just about set here. Better put on those brakes. We're coming in pretty good here. Good enough. Okay, let's get over there and meet Nabo. Nabo is an engineer. We've got 3 scientists in a row this way, but now I do have myself an engineer. I'm sure she's very excited to get back down to the surface. But unfortunately, now we're going to do a little detour around the moon. So sorry about that. Boom. Okay, let's get ourselves set to head for the moon. So we are now going to select the moon for a target. There it is. Get ourselves out there. See, I have to go that way a bit. Okay, focus view on the moon. Same idea. Select the maneuver node. Gives ourselves a little bit more doer. And move this forward in time. Again, we're going to have to go into a polar orbit because we're going to have to rendezvous with that other vehicle. Okay, so that's coming up in 13 minutes and 55 seconds. Let's get ready for that. And then we best check on our lander. I'm a little annoyed that I forgot to put the RCS thruster blocks on there. Oh well. Okay, just about ready to do the burn here. Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. And shoot. I should have noticed that that burn was a little on the short side. Okay, well, start this again. I had the thrust way down from when I was doing the rendezvous. Now the burn's a lot shorter. I didn't think this thing had that low of a thrust to weight ratio. Okay, try again. Round 2. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and go. That really shouldn't affect things all too much, what I just did. And we're off. Yeah, 2 things I would add to this are RCS blocks, definitely, and reaction wheels in there. I think it needs them. It works, but it's a little sluggish. It's all going to work anyway, because we technically don't have to dock with that lander. We can EVA across. Okay, get out to the moon here. Again, watch from this angle. There's our lander. Already made a good, healthy amount of... Got a bit of a head start, but that's good. Don't want everybody getting there at the same time. And... boom. There we go. Same plan as before. Gonna do a correction burn. I went to the south last time. I'm pretty sure. I have to go the same direction. Because if I do not, we end up with... You know, when the 2 vessels meet, they'll be going in completely opposite directions. That would be a bad thing. And in fact, I am going to double check on that once we go back to the lander, that the lander is going to the south of the moon, because that would be a bad situation to be 180 degrees out of phase, or 180 degree inclination change have to make. That wouldn't be cheap. Okay, let's see. What? Nope, I gotta get closer. $33. Come on. There. 4, 5, 6. That's good. All right, and a little less on the normal, a little bit up. I'll have to fine tune this as we come in, but that'll work. So that burns in 1 hour and 21 minutes. I'm assuming the Keagle will be getting there first. Yep, 35 minutes for its burn. And again, now I am going to check. It is going to the south of the moon. Focus view. Yes, okay. So, let's time warp to that. do a quick save because I really am bad for time warping past things. I know I could have used the warp to here thing, but I don't know. This one's not super time critical anyway. We're going to decrease this throttle just a bit so that the burn's not 2 seconds. That's better. And we'll put this onto the node. And we'll just do this right now. I don't have to wait for the actual thing. It's not that time critical. Just having trouble keeping it right on the node there. Sure, that's fine. Okay, and cut. We'll just get rid of the node here, and we're just going to put that on the period and just get this out to 12. There. Alright, so that's good for that. Now this thing, actually, I was just realizing as well, this thing has science to do. I've never had a materials... I've not done high space material studies yet. So there's 37.5 science. I don't think I've done a goo in high space yet, so we'll observe the mystery goo. So there we go. That's another 15 science. And remember, there's a scientist on the way, so Bob will be able to reset all this equipment. Okay, atmospheric scan and temperature scan, I'm pretty sure both were done in the past, but we'll just check to make sure. Okay, that's cool. So we are encountering the moon in 3 hours and 34 minutes. Let's see how... Jump back to the Kerpollo 2. This guy's doing fine for electricity and everything, right? Yeah. Oh, we're charging even a little bit. Okay, we are 45 minutes from the burn. Let's do that. Okay, again, we'll put that onto the node. Oh, come back. Again, we'll watch this from the moon. Where's the moon? There's the moon. Focus on the moon. This is sort of funny because usually I would have something I'm rendezvousing with something that isn't there yet. So usually I'd have a target orbit at this point for doing this rendezvous, but I do not because I'm impatient. Okay, so again, we'll just do the same thing. Get rid of the node, click on that, and get that up to 12 kilometers as well. Oh, I overcooked it. But you know what? We'll adjust that when we get back. What is the thrust on that thing? The thrust is still full. That's what contributed to that. That's okay. Okay, we're getting good solar panel exposure. Okay, back to the lander. The lander's going to get there first. Going back and forth, back and forth. Okay, and let's warp to here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh no, it looks like this is passing. Sure as heck better not be. But I don't think it is. It's because it's encountering later. It's just, yeah. So it's going for the pass. Okay, so how are we doing here? Now, in orbital information, I have inclination. Inclination's 89.6. That's perfectly cool. So I think what I'll just do is circularize at periapsis here. So add this maneuver. Bring that down. Get ourselves a capture. Back to here. Okay. Just gonna adjust the timing so that periapsis is right on periapsis. There we go. And then bring this down. Oh my god, it's too small. There we go. Okay, so that burn's coming up in 1 hour and 32 minutes. Let's jump back to Kerpollo 2 because I don't want it to cross into the sphere of influence unattended. How far is it from its sphere of influence change? 33 minutes. So we'll do the sphere of influence change. Okay, and now, I guess technically I can set this as a target. What I want, there's my target. I would like that periapsis to be pretty much right where that periapsis is. So for that to happen, I have to burn in a normal direction. And it's best to do this right away. So we're going to turn down the thrust. I'm going to put this onto that normal vector, wherever it happens to be. Must be down here somewhere. And I want the normal vector, not the anti-normal vector. I think that's the normal vector. But we'll find out very soon because it'll go in the wrong direction if it's not. I just want to do this now. I'm not going to use a maneuver node or anything. I'm just going to... It's going the right way. There we go. See? But I would like those two to be pretty much meeting right there. What is... Back to here. There. Our periapsis is a little high. What is our target periapsis? Oh my god, too many numbers. 12.1. So we will burn radially in to get our periapsi to be the same. That's retrograde. Radially out's that way. Radially in is over here. And again, it's a little bit wacky because this thing's not in its orbit, so it's a little bit of following the leader here, but I think it should be okay. Okay, so we're just going to burn in this direction until our periapsis is about 12.1 kilometers. See? Yeah, that's right. That's good. All right, are we getting decent solar? Yeah, so we're going to let this sit here. Solar panels seem to be all right. Let's actually rotate it a little bit so the solar panels are facing the sun. But clearly, gotta jump back to you. Switching back to the Keagle. Okay, so this capture is coming up in 55 minutes. Is this at full thrust? No. There we go. Better. Do another quick save. Definitely want to get this rendezvous all over with before this stream is done. That's kind of my plan. Okay, on to maneuver node. On the lights. Oh, that turned on the other lights too, I guess. Oh well, that's fine. Not a lot of light, but a little bit of light. Hello, Roar. And go. Doing well. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put this on the orbity stuff. Okay, so this capture is just about there. That's pretty good. And leave this orienting this way. I know it's in the sun now, or in the shade now, but once it's in the sun, I want it to collect some rays. Okay, that's good. Now, bouncing back for the last time to the Kerpollo 2. Now we got to start thinking about getting these two to meet up. Now, I'm going to put a maneuver right here. This is not going to be to circularize, because we got to time this so that when it goes around, it will meet back up with the lander. I'm noticing that as I go retrograde, these target icons aren't moving, so that's an indication that the maneuver node is ahead of this other orange icon. So I'm just going to go to 1 second intervals here. Just going to move this until they jump. There they go. And now I can... See? Yeah, but I need more energy. Okay. Let's go down. Now I might have already brought my apoapsis around down too far. Well, maybe not. See how it goes. Obviously, I want the two icons, the intersect icons. Oh, there's too many things all on top of each other there. I want those two intersect icons right on top of each other, but... Uh-oh, what's going on now? Oh, they're coming. They just changed color for whatever reason. There's so much stuff all right on top of each other here, but I see 1.7 kilometer separation there. 0.8 kilometer separation. 0.0 kilometer separation. So we're going to come in, do this one capture. We're going to need to make a bit of an inclination change here. It probably would be cheaper to do the inclination change, you know, to actually get a big capture, do an inclination change out here, you know, with the apoapsis up really high. But it's not much of an inclination change. I'm just going to go for it. I'm getting impatient, and hopefully I won't pay for my impatience. Where did the moon go? Moon's around here somewhere. There it is. Why did I find that so hard to find? Okay, is this on full? No. I need full thrust. Full thrust. There we go. And we're just going to lock this on retrograde. This burn will be all retrograde anyway. There's our target over there. We'll get to you eventually. We're missing you by 98 point something kilometers and increasing. And okay, on there. So we're just going to get down to when we're ready to do the burn. To be honest, I should be looking at this from map view here. Three and 2 and 1 and go. All right. Oh, getting close. Getting closer all the time. Okay, we got our capture. I can see that. Now we just got to set up that encounter. just going to get rid of the node and simply look at these fellas right there. 32.1. I want to get that separation right down. Point 2 is good enough. Point 2 is more than good enough. So you can see what's sort of happening here, right? We're going to be going in this slightly higher orbit, so it's going to take us a little bit longer to get around. And this lander should be getting around a little quicker than us, and we should be meeting up pretty darn close to the same spot. Going to keep my eye on my electricity. It is good. I'm going to look at my encounter indicators here. I'm going to do a quick save in case I over time warp. We are meeting in how long? 42. So it's the second one here. 42 minutes and 40 seconds. So and I split the burn on either side of that node, Grayson. And the game kind of helps me with that. It gives you a timer to do that for you. Oh, we're going over the pole. Oh, I think they just switched on me, didn't they? Yep, gotta be careful for that. So now it's the orange ones, and they're 19 minutes and 5 seconds away. Don't want to end up blowing right by. Now our encounter velocity will probably be pretty high considering our inclination difference. Actually, it's not that bad. That's good. That's encouraging. Over the pole again. 2. Okay, we got 2 minutes away from our encounter. Put you on the retrograde. There it is, coming at us from the side because of our inclination difference. That's right, Grayson. The 10-second burn should be started at... Well, no, the burn actually... Like, the game actually tells you when to start. Like, the countdown timer starts at the halfway point by default unless you change that. Okay. Let's see. We are missing 159. This is pretty good. About a minute away, so let's start reducing. Oh, we do have 100. Yeah, I thought so. 122 meter per second difference here. I'll start burning some of that away. One thing as you're coming in is to always look at that time to intersect. If you can push that time up, that means you're not coming in too fast and you'll be able to stop yourself in time. And then you can sort of relax a little bit. Again, watching that time to intercept. Notice I'm pushing it up, so as long as I can keep pushing that up, I know that I'm not coming in too quickly. This is turning out much easier than I thought it would. It's unfortunate that we are in the dark here. Are we going to be in the dark for a little while? We are in the dark for a little while. Oh, well. I might go for a docking anyway. What do you think? I think so. I think we're going to go. Even though I have a complete lack of RCS thruster blocks because of my lack of foresight here, I think I'm going to go for a docking. Just to see if I can do it. It might turn into quite the disaster. That's okay. Let's lock you on retrograde. I don't know why I'm doing that all manually. Okay, again, just under a minute away, but let's get that closer. Okay. Yeah, I'm docking in the dark. I have no lights. Well, you know, this would have been a nice platform to put a couple of lights on this adapter piece. Things to think about. I'm going to make some modifications. This could be a useful vessel for the future, so I'm going to have to keep track of all the dumb things that I've done, so that, you know, things I'm forgetting. Lights on here, thruster blocks, better reaction wheels. Okay, I'm going to stop. Let's bring ourselves to a relative stop. Let's bring this thrust way down, because this is going to be a delicate operation. Okay. Oh, can't put it on retrograde. Okay. So we got ourselves down to a relative stop. Let's go to the other vehicle. I'm going to try and help myself out here a little bit by... Okay, I'm going to control that from here. Where is... There he is. Let's aim our camera over there. We want to select this as our target. Come back to here. Oops, wrong way, sorry. And then what we want to do is point this docking port right on the target icon. I'm going backwards. So these two are pointing at each other. And with a bit of luck, we might be able to just drive these two right into each other. So there we go. So that is, as far as I can tell, right on that target. And then we're going to spin you around. Oh, I guess I got to target the other way too, don't I? Oh, I already got it. Oh, I know what I need. I need to, again, aim the camera here while this turns around. Come on. Find that docking port. There we go. Reset the camera. Okay. Oh, you can see it. Really turn. Okay, the thrust needs to be really super down. Okay, so in theory now, put that onto the target icon. These two should be pointing straight at each other. Control from here. And I'll actually aim the camera up here too. That'll make this easier to watch. And we're in the dark. What joy. Pull that a little bit up. Okay. So, see how this goes. I don't want to give myself too much speed because I'll just time warp instead, because I don't really have... It won't be easy to flip around and try to come back the other way. I'm just going to pull that prograde a little this way. Okay, let's get ready. We're about to hit. And hopefully, and I know it's dark, hopefully these two will get along despite the fact with no RCS. Here we go, the gap's closing in. Switch views is with the tab key. I'm a little... Come on. I know you're a little off here. Yes! There we go. Okay. That wasn't nearly as bad as I was worried it was going to be. Okie doke. So what we'll do, we'll get this thing into the light, and we'll transfer Bob over. Bob will also reset a lot of this science equipment, get a lot of the science back in here, and then we'll take this down to the surface and... see if we can do ourselves a moon landing and clear up a number of contracts. But you know what? I think that's going to have to all be, looking at the time, I think that's all going to have to be for the next stream. So I'm going to leave this right where you see it. We'll time warp to the day so we can see everything. But thanks everybody for tuning in. Again, remember, no live stream next week. I'm on vacation, but definitely for the week after that. All right, we'll see y'all. Let's actually time warp this so we can see it. I can't see it. There she is. Say beautiful. No RCS necessary. All right. See y'all later.